Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Owlet. We are here in stage playoff times. We are in the season 3, stage 3 minus playoffs between Happy Squids and Slipstream. My name is Temporal. I'm joined in the casting booth today by Manameme, and producing for us today is the talented Penguinator. So welcome, Manameme, and what a match we have today between these two teams.
Yeah, Temporal, I'm so excited because we got my own team that I coach here going up against Slipstream, who we actually just faced in our last regular season game. Close series there. Looking forward to another match against them today, who seem to run really unorthodox but really well played comp. So I'm really interested to see what they pull out today for us.
And they'll have to pull out all the stops because given this is the last stage of the season, the championships are coming up next. And while Happy Squids are securely locked in their berth into those championships at the start of 2020, Slipstream is currently sitting outside the top 6, which make it through. So they are playing for their tournament lives here. They have to win not only today, they have to win tomorrow, take out stage 3 to even make it to the championship. So they've got their work cut out for them.
Yeah, Happy Squids are currently sitting comfortably, but however, that doesn't mean that we don't want the win here today. But stakes here for Slipstream are really up there because they are playing for a stage playoff spot. They came into Owlet kind of late into the game, I believe, at the start or at the end of stage 2. I'm not sure on the facts there, but all I know is that they were not one of the original teams, but they are one of the best teams of stage 3, seeing they are in this stage 3 playoffs here, and a lot of things are going for them, a lot of things going against them, but it's going to be a culmination of teamwork here that puts these guys through, and we'll see how they go up here against these Happy Squids.
Yep, as the first map we will go to is Ilios. We'll start on control, and then we'll progress through. Of course, this is not a best of. It's a first 2-3 series. So the first team to win 3 maps will will progress onto the final, where they'll face the winner of the other minus semi-final today, which is a match between Kraken Skulls. I like that name, and Dumpster Divers. And so that will play out roughly at the same time. They start a bit later, but at the end of this match, of course, we'll know who is going off to the Miners Stage 3 Grand Final. In any case, we'll introduce the teams on the sides. Actually, I'll introduce Slipstream. I'll let you do Happy Squids.
Yeah.
This thing is your team. So on the side of Slipstream, we have USO, Uso. I asked, and I've already forgotten that. Uso, Phalian, Avilex, Atomic Devil, Peter Panning, and Debugster99. And I'll let you go for Happy Squids.
Yeah, indeed. We have the tanks, Warren and Jimbo, our DPS duo, Hawk and the King. And for our supports, we have Poplots and Speak to Ryan. Both rosters pretty stacked, if I do say so myself. Slipstream actually not super consistent in their roster choices. We've seen a couple of switches. We see Cajun Wise Guy on occasion come in for Phalian, both of which bring different things to the table. Cajun Wise Guy, who I've played against him a couple of times in quick play and such. He's a really awesome Reinhardt, and as a fellow Reinhardt main, I can appreciate that. Phalian more with a Orisa kind of aptitude, and both of these guys are amazing main tanks, and they have a couple other roster switches that they could bring in at any time, but Invisible Ray being one of them, sorry. But we are going to get into Ilios here. What do you expect to see from both teams other than Slipstream? Because honestly, they come up with some of the most unpredictable stuff. You'd never see.
Looking at the meta, I'd expect to see the double shield is still quite prevalent, even with the nerf that have gone through the shields.
Yeah.
We do see differences in the DPS lineups and the support lineups. DPS, we're still seeing a lot of Pharah. Pharah is a great hero on plenty of maps, especially when you've got the space, either the space to move around, or you've got lots of tall cover, like the big windmill here we have on Well. The other DPS says I've seen a split between Hanzo and Mei, so lots of long range, projectile weapons there. And the support line, various bit Baptiste coming into it, a lot of Mercy, particularly with the Pharaohs in the sky. And Zenyatta has made a welcome comeback as well.
Yeah, good to see Zen back in the meta since Goats really. He's back in due to his amazing shield break ability. A lot of Zen players returning to the game, and the community is always welcoming of them. But heading into this here, we're gonna have a Rein Zarya going up against a double shield. So it's honestly about who can keep the space and who can take the space. So if the double shield keeps them at bay and the Rein Zarya can't get in there, then we obviously know who wins. However, the enemy team is running, or the Slipstream is running a Reaper, so looks like Happy Squid's gonna have a hard time getting in there.
And Aviglex, unfortunately goes in very deep and gets cut down straight away. That Reaper not proving as effective as they probably could be at the start of the fight. Failing going down as well. This will be a simple fight win for Happy Squids, and now, once they step on the point, will take first control.
Yeah, if you notice, Happy Squids had a bulk of their team roll out on the left side, and they had the pharmacy come out on that right side, hugging the windmill, as you mentioned at the beginning of the match here. So a cross sideline was set up against this Rein Zarya, who doesn't deal with it super well, but we're gonna have to see how Slipstream adapts to it, because they do have a pharmacy of their own, and pharmacies can handle pharmacies. You don't always need a hit scan there, but we shall see.
The Happy Squids, though, they have the backing of Hawk. The pharmacy of Happy Squids has the backing of Hawk on the ground. We saw them finish off the fight with the kill onto the entire pharmacy, whereas running the Reaper composition, run the Reaper as the other DPS, limits your options with taking down the Pharaoh. So the King definitely has their work cut out for them today. As you see, the team's engaged. They're going on to the point. The amplification matrix already out from Pop Pop. It's just showing how much damage they've been doing. As they look at that Hawk showing up with the kill feed, the King as well. The kill's definitely going the way of Happy Squids in this fight. Pharmacy will see. No, the Pharmacy, I don't think they're getting away. Aviglex, the only survivor of that fight.
Yeah, Aviglex might not even be able to get out because he's getting rocked. Oh, he's gonna live. But you know, like I said, you just saw the ability of the pharmacists to challenge one another, but it was the King and Speak to Ryan that came out on top there. Ultimate Economy now is in huge favor of the Happy Squids. They're coming up on about 5. Poplot's used his amplification matrix early. Got a lot of value out of it, but ooh, early pick.
Oh, you can't be doing that as Reaper going down straight away. The Dragon will be thrown through behind it as well. Forces Slipstream back into a corner where the King can just rain down fire from above. Not even needing to unleash justice at this point. Well, did we see that Atomic Devil, okay, wanted to keep going with that pharmacy duel, but unfortunately sacrifices to Bugs at the same time. Oh, I see, sorry, they were trying to touch. And there you go, as that happens, Peter Panning is able to touch the point, but over time it's going to burn down. Aviglex, okay, uses the Wraith form to get on there, but they're walking into a storm of ultimates, a Supercharger, the Gravitic Flux. Over time will burn down. An easy round win for Happy Squids.
Well, I wouldn't exactly call it easy, seeing as, you know, this is another Owlet team coming up against us. However, the Happy Squids just played the spacing game better. I mentioned at the start of the round that it's a double shield going into a Rein Zarya, and that's always problematic because the Rein Zarya there only had a Mercy and a Moira, but what you want to do is have a Lucio, because if you can't get in there, you can't brawl like you want to, so you're kind of defeating the purpose of running that composition. But and the problem there is that the Happy Squids use their ults first, right? So the Slipstream couldn't get in. They got a zoning dragon on them and allowed King to just rain down justice from the right side while the dragon came in on the left. So it was a brilliant zoning ult. This dragons don't have to be used just for damage. But looking at these two compositions now, we're gonna have a Monkey Ball coming up against Rein Zarya here, and we're seeing a soldier back in the lineup. So what do you make of that?
I think there's an old man who's just wandered on. He's lost and confused. So what is this place? Why are these people in my garden? I think it's been brought on to counter the Pharah. If you want at least one of your DPS, perhaps dedicated to countering an Atomic Devil, maybe feeling better on that. But unfortunately, the kills are already going the way of Happy Squids. So Atomic Devil being hunted down by Hawk there. On this Hawk now on this Tracer doing great work as well. We saw the Hanzo play in the first map. They got Tracer as well. A very versatile DPS as the first capture again goes over to Happy Squids.
For sure. The Happy Squids this stage have been known to have some players that are easily able to flex. I've been working with these guys for a while now, and the flexibility is quite impressive. However, from the side of the Slipstream now, they're going to be swapping to a Monkey D.Va as to try and deal with that Pharah, as D.Va is a solid option. However, the Soldier kind of needs a Mercy to deal with Pharah, because that Pharah also has a Mercy, but the fight's starting up.
Even with the dive tanks coming in the side of Slipstream, Happy Squid's going in deep with the dive tanks of their own, losing Jim Blue in the process, but Hawk trades out using the Pulse Bomb just to efficiently demech Phalian. So it's a 5v5 here on the point, no resurrection available. Poplot's not able to get in there, but doesn't matter. Jim Blue used that grappling hook to get back very quickly as the fight takes place on the outside here on the cliff side. Teams both have to be wary of that concussion blast coming in from the King here as well. So War and Peace, unfortunately slept in the backline. Hawk falls in the meantime. So the trades definitely favouring, I was going to say favouring Happy Squids here. You know what? I'm wrong. Slipstream is actually clawing it back. Owlet's able to pick up pop plots as well with that Mercy out of the fight. That's a lot of healing gone. The Ana went down early as well. In the end, Slipstream able to, once Jim Blue goes down, they'll be able to flip the point back.
Yeah, that Reaper is pretty devastating against dive tanks who have large hitboxes and large head boxes. The Primal Rage came out. Hawk got clipped there by a nasty flip from Owlet.
Yeah.
Yeah, witnessing that in first person was kind of disgusting. Yeah, Owlet's been known to play a pretty mean Reaper, but, you know, 2 DPS ultimates coming online, along with that Primal Rage, which is going to be popped right now.
Yeah, and why not? We see Happy Squids trying to set up on the high ground, Uso doing what they can just to stop that. And Owlet's also chasing down Jim Blue as well. That was a nice little fight on the side, just causing a bit of distraction. Oh, there you go. I think the Shadow Step used to. Picking up War and Peace. Fortunately, no Primal Rage there to save the Winston this time. Owlet has found Jim Blue again. This Reaper making easy work of the tanks as the Nano Boost invested. Oh, it's a Nano Booster barrage assisted by the Mercy as well with the damage boost. Able to kill Atomic Devil, but in the meantime, Uso's picked up 2 kills. Slipstream, unfortunately though, running into the minefield set up on the point. That's great play by Happy Squids there. Locking down all that environment, forcing Slipstream to back off. And it's allowed them to use that Pharah to great effect. Picking off the kills are coming through now. It's only Debug still left on the point. With Phalian there to support actually. As the minefield wears away.
It's basically a Pharmacy and a Ball who combo with each other pretty well, just trying to clean up that fight. And the respawn's coming in, but are going to get taken down immediately by Pharah's along sightlines. And we're going to see a bit of a switch coming in from War and Peace. He's going from the Monkey to the Orisa, and Orisa Ball now, kind of a composition that I've been working on, and it works pretty well because Pull Pile Drive works pretty great, gets 100 damage on everybody with a great follow-up from Pharah, but they're gonna have to touch the point, and it looks like they're gonna be able to, but a bomb comes in.
It kills, it takes out the King, so that's the Pharah out of the sky. The Resurrection will be there. And Slipstream have a lot more ultimates available to work with those. You see the Nano Boosts and the Death Blossom invested. That picks up 2 kills. The Barrage comes over the top from the King, but this one's not going to be as effective. It gets 1 kill, but the numbers are there solidly in the flavor of Slipstream. And if they're able to clear the King out of the sky, maybe. Hawk, okay. With the Death Blossom on the point is unfortunately cut down. Atomic Devil, a Soldier 76 finally being put to good use. The point will be flipped back at 75%.
Yeah, Phalian barely had any health on that mech, but it just got DM'd, and Atomic Devil was able to use the Helix rocket and kind of just came in with the kill on the Hawk, who probably shouldn't have used the Blossom there, but in terms of ultimates, it's Atomic Devil now with the only ultimate for Slipstream, Primal now. But it's going to have to be a really clutch situation here for the Happy Squids using no ultimates.
Yep, so they'll take the brawl straight on the point. We see the King come back and Hawk picking up 2 in the middle of this fight. Takes out the Immortality field as well. The survivability of Slipstream just going downhill right there. One fell swoop. Just the tanks left on the point. I don't know how much you count out of Mech D.Va as a tank. And there you go, the Coalescence finishing off. So Happy Squids will flip the point back. And I'm not sure anyone will be able to make it back from Slipstream.
I mean, not at all really Templar to answer your question about a D.Va being a tank, but Happy Squid's coming out there with the traditional previous meta comp with the Reaper Doom and the Moira Lucio. Probably a bit of a comfort switch there, just to try to finish that one out, because they obviously didn't have any ultimates, so they had to go in with a superior composition if they had any hope of winning. Yuso pops the Primal, and Atomic Devil just got LOS'd by the Sigma with with that shield, but play the game there by Hawk. Well done, nice headshots. But I think that Ilios point kind of came down to the ability to shut down the other DPS, because the tanks were kind of neutralizing each other, seeing as they were both dive tanks. But it kind of just came down to the King and Hawk going up against Avalex and Atomic Devil, and I'm not sure about the Soldier pick. It didn't get as much value as I'm sure that they had hoped, but definitely interesting to watch.
Indeed, it was. And yeah, what you said about the fact that they had to change to something and win a fight without using ultimates. And not only was that composition good, you had the double shields, you were able to nullify Atomic Devil, as you said, but also just going back to the fact that it was the previous meta, it means the team is going to be very practiced on that composition, even if it's not the standard meta right now. So ultimately, I think that the fact that they had to switch really worked out for them, and that's what secured them the win there.
I would definitely say so, because going in with a dry push is definitely not an easy feat, and you had to rely on their individual target calling and their skills going up against a team that had 3 ultimates. So well done by the Squid to pull that one out, but definitely nobody to pardon me, no ability to sleep there on Slipstream, because they showed definite moments of promise, but in terms of composition, they're definitely going to need to kind of clean some things up, because they're definitely playing to their potential. And I'm wondering if we're going to see the Cajun Wise Guy switch, and we definitely do. Yuso and Phalian coming out for Cajun and Invisible Ray, so I expect to see perhaps a Reiner Risa comp, because Cajun, again, to be known for that incredible Reinhardt.
Yep, and we'll see if they have any special strats for us prepared for Horizon Lunar Colony.
I'm sure they do, knowing Slipstream.
So yeah, and perhaps USO and Phalian, more control, more chaotic tanks. Whereas, yeah, as you've said, Cajun Invisible Ray, they'll have the strats nailed down. They're more focused and coordinated. I don't want to go with that point, so I'll stop.
That's okay, but I'm not a big fan of switching people in and out, other than maybe a DPS or so, because I think that changing your tank line definitely changes the way that you play. And maybe that's a good thing, maybe that's a bad thing, but in Slipstream's experience, I think it could potentially be a good thing, because it goes from a more defensive and I'd say reserved style to a more turbo kind of get in there and beat down on your opponent kind of feel, because I know I can't stop raving about Cajun Wise Guy, but Invisible Ray is nobody to sleep on. He hit some pretty big pulls. His Zarya is pretty impressive, so looking forward to seeing that. But our next map here is going to be Horizon Lunar Colony, and if we know anything about that map, it's fairly bunker heavy. But with the nerf to the shields, we couldn't potentially be seeing the bunker. So what do you expect to see, other than, or potentially, are you going to see the bunker, or are we going to be seeing something different? Who knows?
I expect to see a bunker of some kind, whether it's a pure Bastion bunker, or we might see something like we might just see them set up behind 2 shields with the Mei and the Hanzo on the high ground. Could also see a Junkrat. The teams like that, and it's a good hero to play. There's not many avenues. There's lots of tight corridors, and if you're able to use your shields or the Mei wall perhaps to hem the attacking team in, you've got a lot of opportunities to just spam in those Junkrat bombs, spam in the concussion mines as well, and make it very difficult for an attacking team to even approach the point.
Yeah, Junkrat's actually an interesting point that you bring up, because heroes like Junkrat and Pharah make this point really devastating, because if you throw that Junkrat bomb, if you throw in that Pharah rocket, the splash damage is absolutely crazy, and anybody who's in its path is going to get really hurt. We could potentially be seeing a Symmetra coming out on attack, because people like to TP to the point, but it's kind of obsolete when you spam in with that Junkrat and you do that damage in those corridors, because people just kind of die, especially if you're damage boosted as well.
Well, there you go. It looks like Happy Squid is going to run out on this bunker composition there, the Mei Bastion, as their DPS choices.
Well, I called the Symmetra, all right.
I've been baited too many times. I'm not going to believe anything the attacking team throws at us until we're about 10 seconds into the match.
One thing you can count on about Slipstream is that if you see an unorthodox comp, running an unorthodox comp. I don't think anybody has been debated by Slipstream yet.
So I should be worried if I see them running the meta in their spawn.
You should be very worried. You'd be like, oh, they're gonna come out with a classic double shield. Wrong. They're just gonna go like, I don't know, Tracer Genji.
There you go. They see the bunker setting up on the high ground right in front of the point, not opting for that front corner, a little round to their left, like we see a lot of teams. And there you go. Okay, the teleporter is invested straight away. Oh, Slipstream straight onto the point. Unfortunately, Owlet didn't quite make the jump. Has to go around. The king drops down. Has to sit in the icebox though. Immortality field now on the point as well, so we'll see some of Happy Squid's drop down to contest, but unfortunately the king is the first to fall in that fight. Avalex's turret's doing great work. Oh, okay, Speak to Ryan, gets the res off, okay, sacrifices the life for it. Hawk's still up on the high ground as well. Poplot's there, a lot of healing coming in. One tick already taken for Slipstream. Those Hawk actually gets another kill. And with the tank line down, it's going to be very hard for Slipstream to stay on the point here. So what looked like a great fight to start for Slipstream as Hawk throws down the configuration tank as well. What? Wow, what a great play from both Hawk and Poplots there. Survived up on the high ground long enough to build up that tank. And the attack will be turned back.
Happy Squids didn't play that very smart. They're running what's called a spam comp, which is kind of what you just sit there, you damage with the Bastion. But you only have the Mei and the Sigma drop. However, War and Peace dropped as well, and as such got killed. However, Hawk and Poplots making a hero play there, finding themselves with a tank ultimate in the first 30 seconds. Brilliantly played, but definitely need to work on this. They're going to fall for the TP again, aren't they?
There you go. They move the TP around to the side this time, though, and the Ant Matrix comes up on the top as well. There's a great photon barrier there. That'll make it very difficult for the defense here. The attacking team just hide on the other side of it from this Bastion. So if we see ultimates come out from both sides, a light show, but the first kill of the fight does go to Hawk. Oh, there you go. Cajun with Earth Shatter. They're showing why they're noted as such a great Reinhardt. They're building it up and using it at the right time. Jim Blue goes down as well. This might be a little more difficult. Okay, Speak to Ryan doesn't get the res this time. Slipstream appropriately punishing that aggressive Mercy there. Oh, Visible Ray throwing in the Gravitics. I've forgotten it. Anyway, the point is captured by Slipstream.
Cajun Wise Guy making a couple of interesting but devastating plays. First he solo shatters the king, get that pesky Mei off of the point, and then he goes up the stairs and pins the Bastion. Oh my god, big flux coming out.
Oh, there you go. The Gravitic Flux and Jim Blue. I'm trying to stall this attack out here, but Atomic Devil's gets the first kill of the fight. Under their counterpart of Hawk. The snowball could be in progress here. See, teleporter up on point just in case the attacker team wants to confuse him. The Bugster gets in on the action, taking out War and Peace. The king in the air, raining down rockets. Speak to Ryan trying to battle Mercy as well. I think they're just trying to chunk in as much damage as they can, but unfortunately it's not enough. The kill's definitely going the way of Slipstreamers. They got more ultimates on the line. The Photon Barrier comes out. Atomic Devil spins to win. Only takes out the Supercharger. Poplots throws in the Jim Blue charges through, takes out Peter Panning. Oh, and another Earthshatter from Cajun as well. This point will be captured. 3 minutes 40 on the clock for Slipstream.
I think the switch from Uso and it's killing me. Uso and who else was in?
Phalian.
Yeah, from Uso and Phalian, it's almost like a different animal, because Cajun Wise Guy and Invisible Ray with that Ryan Zarya combo came in and wrecked house. It was a little bit overwhelming to see. Yeah, you witnessed, double shield over the past few months just be extremely dominant, and was able to kind of space out brawl comps. But now with Reinhardt having this, I think 100 more shield combined than both Orisa and Sigma shields, they can kind of just roll up and overwhelm.
And not only that, sorry, he's got that little speed boost as well when he's got his shield up, so it's just like a freight train coming away, and there's nothing you can do about it.
Exactly. My competitive experience has been a lot better, because so I'm currently an open division GM Reinhardt main, but it's almost refreshing to go from 50% inhibitor to a 25% because you literally feel like you're flying when you're putting up your shield. It's amazing because you can kind of just walk in and brawl, and you can't even be booped, by the way, thanks to steadfast. So it's an honestly like an oppressive force in front of your face. There's nothing they can do about it.
Do you think it's likely to make you charge less now that you don't have to, you know, press that shift button just to feel like you're going fast?
I don't think so, because if you're a good Reinhardt main, you know when to charge and when not to charge. So charging.
I'm thinking about myself for that in gold.
Yeah, charging is honestly like a mechanic that you want to use just to follow up on stuff and to create hero plays, but never would you ever want to use it casually.
There we see the king now out in the Symmetra, and a smart wall there from Owlet lifted the Symmetra up and prevented any use of the teleport while they're sitting in the choke point. Whether or not that was the original strat, and we see the Torbjorn on the high ground as well, but it's Happy Squid's just willing to engage straight onto Slipstream, and they've taken great advantage of it. The wall there blocking off a bit of the healing coming through onto Invisible Ray. They're the first to fall in the fight. The Immortality Field is out of the picture as well. It's all Cajun stuck in. Oh, trapped by the wall, charged down by Jim Blue as well.
Nice.
This is great coordination from Happy Squids, particularly using that wall from Hawk, and they are set up on the point here. I don't think there's any chance of a contest coming out from Slipstream.
Yeah, Jimbo rolls out here on the Rhine, and they have this Rhino Reese composition. I feel Jimbo's kind of making a statement here, saying, "Hey, Cajun, I can play Reinhardt too." You know, I think that Orisa Reinhardt now is slightly more utilitarian than Rein Zarya. The only reason you do Rein Zarya is if you need more damage. But Rhino Reese is definitely more setup and more tanky, I would say. But Shatter.
Oh wow, what a nice shatter! It takes that two, but nothing. Yeah, nothing doing the counter. Cuts, and in the end, Cajun is the one cut down. Peter Panning falls as well. And it's looking like the start of a big snowball for Happy Squids, though. As oh wow, Atomic Devil picks up 3-2 with the Molten Core.
But there's no one on the point.
No, the point is 97% captured. It's an all-out brawl here. Cajun's back. Jim Blue's here as well. Oh, and so just a brawl here. That looks like the numbers, though, will favour the defense. Atomic Devil coming up big. As I say that, the teleporter is in play, and okay, Happy Squids, they won't choose to contest this.
That was beautiful Overwatch right there. It was nothing but Reinhardt swinging and Torbjorns with huge ultimates. Atomic Devil now swapping to the Soldier, kind of disappointing really, because that Torbjorn was faring him well, and he got one of the biggest Torbolts I've had the luxury of seeing. But you know, Happy Squid's now here with the ult advantage, but it's gonna be up to Peter Pan to create the space. But Jimbo goes down early, so
yeah, that's a rough start. No mercy on the side of Happy Squids as well, so there's no resurrection coming through. They're going to have to wait for Jimbo to charge their way back. Owlet goes in deep. Oh, okay, trying to escape with the Ray form, but gets walled off. Wow, smart play there from Hawk, cutting off the replay. There's a little tiny window, especially thanks to that teleporter, where Happy Squids will have the numbers advantage on the point, not having to contest with a turret or a Molten Core anymore. The amplification matrix comes out. Oh, Jim Blue cuts, swings through debug stun. Thanks for your services, Brigitte. Oh, the two air shadows come out. Another counter. Jeez, Jim Blue's got Cage's number in the middle of this fight. And the DPS picking up kills now as well. The King and the Hawk just tearing through the defensive side here. The Blizzard comes out as well. That will be the end of Debugster, and that will be the end of this defense from Slipstream. Happy Squids completing with just a little less time.
Yeah, basically the same time, man, going in there. Absolutely brilliant play from both Reinhardts, but I feel that Jimbo was playing more of a punish style, because every time Cajun would try to shatter his team, he'd be like, "No, sir, sorry, you're on the ground now," and so is the rest of your team. I think the counter shatter is one of the best parts of the Reinhardt chess game, or the I like to compare it to a chess game. Some people call it checkers, whatever, but it's basically a bunch of calculations going on in your brain, trying to outsmart and outplay the enemy Reinhardt. But both Reinhardts now showing formidable ability against one another. But
and the fact that they,
yeah, go ahead.
And the fact that they both had that, both times Jim Blue had the counter shatter available, shows you how closely aligned these two Reinhardts are. They both built up that second no shatter at the same time.
For sure, yeah.
And one other thing I like about this Ryan Orisa composition is it allows the Reinhardt to be a little more flexible. You're not necessarily stuck as the main tank, and we see when teams roll this out, the Reinhardt can be, if you choose to play it, the Reinhardt can be a little more flanky, can be a little more sneaky. Sometimes you see the Reinhardt getting around to the side, to behind for those Earth Shatters, for those charges. So I feel as a Reinhardt player, it gives you a little more freedom as well with what you can do on these maps.
Most definitely, yeah. So in Ryan Zarya compositions, Reinhardt is the main tank and is the force that's going to keep your team alive. Zarya is the damage star. However, in this Ryan Orisa comp, Ryan is the damage star, and he can kind of have his way.
And Happy Squid's wasting no time, using that Lucio speed just to take the fight straight to Slipstream. Cajun finally gets one back on Jim Blue though. The kills are traded out, but they will favor Slipstream. The Avalanche raining down rockets. So as I say, that invisible ray goes down as well. And Hawk's chasing the Bugster down. Use those exo boots to try and get away, but it's not enough. Those shotguns doing a lot of great work there. Hawk will be cut down. But Slipstream, a little spread out, but the tanks will get back into the fight, and they will have the supports here available to them as well.
Yeah, I think Cajun kind of made that hero play there. He took out he traded his life, but took out the enemy Reinhardt as well. And it's more important to have that that Reinhardt up in these Reinhardt Orisa compositions, because that Zarya was high charge and still alive and just melted War and Peace's shield. So no real main tank there for the Happy Squids. However, they are going to be getting back into it extremely quick. So in terms of ultimates, Cajun has the advantage.
Yeah, the Widowmaker in the support as well. Cage is the first to fall. Hawk doing getting the final blow there is now. Jim Blue doesn't need to keep his shield up, not worried about an Earthshatter. Hawk gets a kill onto Immortality Field, finishes off the Bugster as well. Finishes off Invisible Ray. This fight is all Hawk all the time.
Yeah, see, I don't really like the idea of Soldier 76, because with double shield now, he kind of just has no use for his ultimate. And you saw right there that Atomic Devil was really not able to get any value whatsoever, and Cajun going down early spelled definite trouble for the team of Slipstream. But now it's kind of going to be up to the tanks to make big plays to Buxta with that Ant Matrix, potentially Fire Strike with it.
And Cajun has about 18% left for an unanswered Earthshatter. If he's able to find Root,
comes a barrage.
2 shields. Yep. There you go, the barrage from point blank. The Earthshatter invested as well. 2 kills going the way of Happy Squids, but I don't think it'll be enough. The Cajun has to be worried. Jim Blue now has the Earthshatter, but I think they're just going to back out with it. So Cajun,
yeah,
I'm not sure if you wanted that Earthshatter in the end, especially after had that that barrage come in.
Yeah, so I mean, that's all. The fight room is all fine and dandy for Slipstream, but unfortunately they invested about 4 ults, actually 5. No, yeah, 4 into that. They used their barrage, they used their cold, they used their shatter and their Ant Matrix, and now the Happy Squids, knowing where they are, have the beat, have the shatter. So it's kind of gonna be an overwhelming.
There you go. The Graviton Surge invested straight away. Jim Blue goes down, not able to use that Earthshatter. Smart play from the defense here. They cut through War and Peace now, and that's the tank line down. Looks like Happy Squid will be forced to retreat. Hawk not able to finish anyone up. He has used the Wraith form to get out.
Not sure why Poplots didn't commit the beat, seeing as how the Slipstream didn't have any ultimates that could really follow up on grab, so a beat would have literally saved his entire team, but I guess he chose to hold it for reasons unknown.
Well, they've 40 seconds left. They probably only have 1 fight left in them, and if you're going to have 1 fight left, running into that fire with 5 ultimates is definitely the way you want to go. As the Supercharger is the first thing invested, the King takes Avalanche out of the sky as well, and there's the Death Blossom, the Earthshatter as well. There you go. Expect to see 4 ultimates invested from Happy Squids, but they get the job done. They clean up Slipstream, and they will capture the point. With 18 seconds left on the clock too. Wow. There's your sound barrier.
Yeah, my concern there with not using the sound barrier in the grab was that they wouldn't exactly have time to go in, win the fight, and still have time, but they proved me wrong, and they went in, smashed their Q buttons, got the kills, got the team of Slipstream down, and finished with some time. But 18 seconds is not a long time if Slipstream comes back with a blazing fast time bank, then it could spell trouble for the Happy Squids.
It could indeed, though. I think actually no. Seeing as they finish the time, they will get another attack if Slipstream wins. So I guess
it'd be absolutely devastating, though. I mean, like, a minute to like, let's say 2 minutes and like, yeah, 18 seconds. I don't know, what is that? Yeah.
Oh, we'll see, and we see Happy Squid's going for another bunker defense, though they've taken inspiration from Atomic Devil's work on Torbjorn, the king, breaking out the little Swedish hero now.
I love these Torbjorn players on this map here, because it just gives me so much joy just to see the Swedish man doing his hard vark and hitting these massive molten cores. It's a beautiful sight to see.
Yes, a beautiful sight. Some, you know, it depends. Although sometimes the way people describe molten core with the, I guess, less children-friendly descriptions.
Slightly phallic.
Yeah, not such a happy sight. You think, ugh. Anyway, so we'll take our minds out.
Again.
Our minds out of the gutter. Yes. The question is, where are they going to put it first? Are they looking for the top? You know, I can spectate Owlet and see where they're trying to aim.
The question is when.
There you go. They're trying to put it straight on the top above the point. There you go. The turrets are set up. There's immortality field, so the bunker falls to the back of the point. Smart play from Happy Squids. They fall back and they're able to pick off Atomic Devil straight away. Now Owlet is fully charged, trying to get some work done. Pulls up a fair bit of ultimate, but unfortunately not able to get any kills off the back of that. And now we see Slipstream is split up and they will get cut down. They will. I think they will be able to get away with their lives.
Remember,
so
they're still alive though for Slipstream. Oh, scratch that. There goes the Moira. Ryan charged out in beautiful fashion. Nice job, Cajun.
You don't need a Pharaoh on your team to see a flying character.
Exactly. I don't know if you've ever seen that owl play with Swan. He kind of goes off the edge and he just kills a Pharah from the sky with a pin. But yeah, the switch is coming in for Slipstream going to a Reaper and a Junkrat. Yeah, you mentioned Junkrat earlier, but it's not on the defense. It's on the attack here. So interesting to see how that plays out. He's gonna get murked by a turret, but he's gonna take it down.
He's got no healing there. He's only on 3rd health, so he's got to back up and either find a health pack or wait for the healers to get around.
There's a health pack in there. He's fine.
That's a long-range healing orb to get Owlet as well. So this DPS of Slipstream very split off. We'll see if they're able to make use of this. Coming in the flanking position. Oh, unfortunately, Cajun I think charges in, but gets stunned and cuts down straight away. The Gravitic Flux will deal with the rest of Slipstream as the 2 turrets get to work. The two turrets, sorry, do get to work, and this attack will be thwarted with 1:30 left on the time bank for Slipstream.
Yeah, a lot of ultimates came in there. The universe was singing to Jimbo, and Poplots was popping that Amp Matrix. But Happy Squid still have 3 ultimates, coming up on 4 actually, with War and Peace and the Bongo. But there's a combo from old Clockwork Vendetta called Death Trap, where you use Bongo and Molten Core to create an area in which if you step on it, you kind of die instantly. So I'm interested to see if the Happy Squids are able to pull off that kind of combo.
There you go, the turret, the first victim here again, and Slipstream, no ultimates of their own to speak of, though, a fair way away from them, so I think they're going to be very hard-pressed to make any progress here. The turret goes up again, it's burnt down straight away. The Hulk comes through, pulls a lot of members into view of the Bastion. But there's a trade. Owlet gets a kill but goes down. The configuration tanks out now, supported by the Valkyrie as well. There's a lot of damage coming out from this Bastion as the Molten Core comes out as well. We're seeing, no one dies directly from it, but Cajun, unfortunately, is cut off and cut down. Invisible Ray, I think Invisible Ray just suicided with those right clicks. Oh, that's very harsh. Atomic Devil gets the king down. There might be a resurrection on the table for the Torbjorn, but with only 20 seconds left to go, Slipstream is going to have to rush back to the point if they're going to make any progress here.
Yeah, that was too many ultimates from the Squids, actually. They're going to have to rely on a single...
Oh, the Wraith Form's already forced out.
They're going to have to rely on a Bongo now to deal with coming up on a Reaper, Junkrat, and Grab Shatter.
Oh wow, the Earth Shatter comes through, gets 2 down, the Graviton Surge goes in as well. And that is what Slipstream needed. The King gets one back, the King's turret gets one back onto Cajun. But the numbers here are in favor. Oh, the Gravitic Flux is there. Visible Ray using that self-barrier to save themselves. And all ultimates invested here on the side of Slipstream, but they did what they had to do. They had to capture this point to stay in the match. They will get an extra 30 seconds, but they've got no ultimates to use on the snowball.
Jimbo and Poplots should not have committed those 2 ultimates there. That was a key win condition. Poplots having that, having that that Animatrix and Jimbo having the Flux makes for a beautiful combo that could deal with a team that has no support ultimates, but they wasted it and it just swapped.
Oh, and the King swapped to May, goes that straight away. All Cajuns. Oh, gets stunned during the charge. It gets charged in turn by Jimbo. Jimbo goes down, so there's trades on the point. And the kills are currently favoring Slipstream. They might actually start making some progress here. But the quick spawns are coming out from the defensive side now. We see the King on Tracer, Pop Pots on the Lucio as well. No progress made yet. The stall from Happy Squid's doing a great job. Jimbo's back at the Reinhardt. Oh, Cajun with a 2-kill on a Fire Strike though. That will make life very difficult. And they're already up to 76% on their Earthshatter actually. As progress is finally starting to be made for Slipstream. Speak to Ryan comes back. The Moira's cut down. 1 tick taken. We see the full team for Slipstream's here on the set up on the point. They're past 2 ticks, and Atomic Devils taken out of that fight. That's the avenue that the defense might need. The Death Blossom from Avalex gets boot back, doesn't get much effectiveness beyond Poplots. But War and Peace now back on. Sorry, War and Peace back on the Winston gets cut down straight away. There's a sound barrier. This attacking team knows how to use it during the fight, and Slipstream, with a stellar take on point B, keeps themselves in this match.
It's an absolute palm slap to the head. The Happy Squids use their ultimates in a losing situation. It's slightly disheartening because you see brilliant, like, well-timed plays from these teams, and then they do something boneheaded like that. But Happy Squids kind of controlled their own destiny, and they kind of wasted it, I would say. They used the Flux, they used the Amp Matrix, all in losing fashion, and it was kind of, like, futile. It's just like, why?
All credit to Slipstream there as well. They took that defensive fight starting with no ultimates to speak of. Yeah, they got most of them during that fight, but that just shows that how good their focus was, how good their target calling was, that they're able to survive probably for a good minute there without losing a single member. So really, really good attack from them.
The only one who went down was Atomic Devil, and that wasn't a lucky hit from Poplots. But God, yeah, bit of a weird one going in there. Both teams didn't have any ults. Like I said, Happy Squids could have very well just used their ults, but they switched onto that Rhine composition, but it was too late because Slipstream was already in position to kind of crack their skulls in, and in a manner of speaking, they did, and they got that point, and they kept their hopes of winning this map alive.
Yeah, and Slipstream opting for the same composition again. If it works, it works. Happy Squid's also maintaining the bunker, but instead of the Torbjorn, we're seeing the Ashe here. Not a hero you see much of, but I feel like Bob could come up really big here. Although, never mind, Bob the King with the first kill onto the Bugster. That's going to be very difficult. Make it very difficult for Slipstream. That speed on as well. There you go. Looks like they're just willing to throw away their lives now. They know that if they're going to have another successful attack, they need to come in together.
Yeah, the King there on that Ashe, a character he's been working on, but
look at Peter Penning's ult percentage. Already up to 60% on that Coalescence.
Yeah, Cole is a very fast-charging one, but that does mean he probably threw way too many damage orbs and not enough heals coming out from the side of Slipstream, and Agent's gonna go down really early, I think, unless he can manage.
He's getting healed up. Oh, Atomic Devil gets cut down by the Bastion. There you go. Peter Panning doesn't get to build up to the ultimate. Oh, and the King with a couple of kills in that fight. Jim Blue as well getting in the action. And this bunker looking too solid. Slipstream will be stopped here. Happy Squid's playing for the win.
It's a shame no ultimates use an entire round. We almost saw Bob do something, but unfortunately could not get that ult up in time. However, Cajun Wise Guy went in, tried to go for a hero play, and kind of got punished for it. But you saw Atomic Devil go down really early from Hawk's Bash, and you kind of just sat in a corner, and Atomic Devil made the mistake of running right in front of his sightlines. So playing for a draw here doesn't mean that it's not going to happen, but Slipstream definitely up against it, considering the momentum shift that just happened for Happy Squids.
Yep, I'm wondering if Atomic Devil may, if you're gonna throw yourself in as a Junkrat like that, maybe you want to do that straight on top of the Bash and just hope and pray that your Total Mayhem, those little mines that come out when he dies, are enough to take out the Bastion.
I think he tried. It's just he couldn't. He died way too fast.
I'm still waiting to see that used defensively.
What, Total Mayhem?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure, like, I think we could maybe see I've seen a Junkrat throw himself into his own team's grav and just let them kill him, and it got like
Oh.
2 kills.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's kind of
There you
neat.
go. I'm trying that in a comp game.
It's like self-destruct, but not really.
Self-destruct. If it doesn't work, your team self-destructs because you're throwing.
Essentially, yeah.
So no
Anyways,
bunker for Slipstream here. Going for but we do finally see a Junkrat on defense.
I wish it was right under.
Happy Squids. Sneaky, sneaky. I don't know if Slipstream's quite
my
ready for the rotation here. They're on the point. They've got to be there. The wall, though, cutting them off. Cajun, the Immortality Field. The Bugstar in with the clutch ability usage there. Jimblue gets frozen, but is able to get away. Gets frozen again. Actually, both Reinhardt's frozen, but Jimblue coming off the better of that. Obviously, that armor has heating systems built in. Yeah, there you go. They traded. Invisible Ray, though. Once Cajun's out of the way, the freeze can go on to them as well. And this brawl looks like it is favouring Happy Squids. Hawk with 2 kills there. The support line out of the picture. The cleanup is there. Happy Squids will finally take Horizon Lunar Colony and put themselves on match point.
Wow. Happy Squids looks a little bit sloppy there on that 3rd round, but or on that second, pardon, on that 2nd round. But wow, Slipstream came out swinging with that Chunk Reaper composition. Definitely something to look at and see as formidable, because I honestly didn't even think of it as a real comp, but here we have yet again Slipstream coming out with unorthodox but viable things. And look at that card by Hawk. 64 eliminations by the Bastion player for the Happy Squids. Well done,
That's
both teams.
filthy.
I was just grateful to see a Torbjorn. I don't know about you, but
And that molten core from I think there was some Atomic Devil on the first point B defense that stopped the snowball happening. That was fantastic to see. Brilliantly played by that player.
I've never been so happy to see 2 CP. I'm not a big fan of Paris and Horizon, but we're seeing it come out here. And next map is going to be hybrid, and has been confirmed by the next team that the next map will be King's Row. Every Reinhardt's favorite map. So what do you expect to see? Rein Zarya or Rein Orisa, or potentially both?
I expect to see both. I think that will come down to more what the team prefers to play. So for Happy Squids, they've shown off that Rein Orisa play. So I expect Happy Squids to be playing that Rein Orisa. We've seen it, and they like playing it. We've seen how well, particularly Jimblue, plays that Reinhardt. On the side of Slipstream, we talked about it before. We've seen it already on Horizon. They like that Rein Zarya combination. They know how to play it. So I expect we'll see them play those 2 compositions into each other. I'm looking forward to the Reinhardt battle between Cajun and Jimblue again as well. Oh, it'd be so good to watch, especially here on King's Row.
For sure, but we're seeing so for the Happy Squids, War and Peace is actually their main tank, right? So he's been playing the Orisa, and Jimbo is the off tank. But if we do see a Rein Zarya, it's going to be War and Peace going up against Cajun Wise Guy.
Do you feel that Jimblue and War and Peace have... Sorry, I'm going to keep saying War and Peace. War and Peace have similar Reinhardt styles? Are they both... Or are they quite different players? They're different?
So yeah, they're a little bit different. So War and Peace is more of a passive kind of player, and he relies on his team to kind of capitalize. I think Jimbo is more the quiet but destructive kind. He kind of goes in, he swings around, he establishes his dominance in silence. But definitely interesting to see which one happens. I haven't exactly determined if they're going to run Zarya or if they're going to run Orisa or not, and you never know. They could run either. They could run both. Maybe one on attack, maybe one on defense. But yeah.
I don't think we've seen an Orisa out of either the Cajun or... okay, one map is a small sample size. But I'm not sure if we've even seen an Orisa come out from either of those 2 yet.
I know Cajun has played Orisa in the past for a couple.
Okay.
And yeah, so like stage 2, I think, or early stage 3. I can't remember, but I know he has played Orisa, but that's why they brought Phalian in, because he doesn't really like to play the Orisa.
Okay. So the teams are swapping sides here. When we come back, you'll see Happy Squids on the right in the red and Slipstream on the left in the blue. No changes coming in from either team, I don't believe, though.
No, not really. I don't see why, because honestly, both lineups doing extremely well at the moment. And I'm honestly excited to see, as you said before, this Ryan one-on-one. I know we can't stop talking about it, but it's just that good.
I miss. Okay, goats saw it to a degree, but I do miss the days of the Ryan one, when the especially in the Ryan Zarya days. Those Ryan 1v1s just so fun to watch. Just to see them, eyeing each other off through those shields, going, "You drop first. No, you drop first." And there's little baits. You can drop your shield and put it straight back up again, and trying to bait out the shadow. It's great tense action. I'm looking forward to seeing more of it as we see not necessarily no Orisa and Sigma being played, but just more variety in the tank play.
For sure. And I'm going to tell you a bit of a story. I do a lot of pugs around, and there was this one time where there was an enemy Reinhardt, his name's Fragment, and we were having a bit of a dispute, and so we both called, let's say, all right, we're going to do goats. One of them's going to be Ryan on one side, the other's Ryan on one side, and it was just the best matchup of back and forth. I won, of course, but it's all about establishing that dominance as a Reinhardt player and spamming those voice lines and teabagging, because you got to get in the enemy Reinhardt's head. Best game, but with
do you wait until they're dead to teabag them, or Earth Shatter and then teabag while they're lying on the floor?
Yep. You do both. And between shields, you teabag. My favorite combination is probably for voice lines is "Are you afraid to fight me?" and then and let me show you how it's done.
You spam that. Let me show you how it's done. How then? Q. That's how it's done.
Yeah. So you use let me know. You use that voice line when they shatter, and when you counter shatter, you say "Let me show you how it's done." To establish that their dominance.
Well, there we go. So Slipstream have everything to play for in this map. Their championship hopes are on the line. They need to start their reverse sweep right here, right now, if they want to stay in this season. Happy Squids, I guess, out to deny them, and they're looking to do it with a Ryan Zarya of their own.
Yeah, as I said before, War and Peace is the main tank, and we're going to see his ability to go up against Cajun here. But, we shall see. I'm not entirely sure if Happy Squids win this map, do we go to map 4 or no?
No, it's first to 3, so the first team to win 3, that ends the match.
I see. Doing a false rotation of the Happy Squids.
Oh, there you go. They take up first position. Oh, there you go. Charge starting out from Cajun. Atomic Devil getting in on the action too, though. Trades going back the way of Happy Squids. Though the King will get melted down, so I think Hawk will have to back away here.
Happy Squids do have the respawn
Able to get
advantage.
away.
You can get in there faster.
That they could, and there's no Lucio on the side of Slipstream to get the Bugster back quickly. Cajun is back though, so Peter Panning will be critical in this fight here. They're going very aggressively. I don't know if they're just hiding in the hotel.
I like this Pharah switch by the King. They're running Junkrat and Reaper, and Pharah can kind of have just free reign against it.
And the Bugs are eating a couple of rockets. They're forced down off the high ground, so it has to sit in that narrow trick. Oh, Cajun though gets taken out by King at the start of that fight. Avalex avenging the fallen Hawk. Okay, Avalex with 3 there. Wow. So the kills going both ways. I think it's 3 kills to 3 kills now. Okay, it's pretty even. The Pharmacy in the sky, though, pretty much untouched. Unfortunately, Avalex, the Junkrat and the Reaper not very well placed to deal with a Ferret in the sky. And there you go. That's the only threat. The Baptiste out of the way. As Cajun Wise Guy is back.
King already has barrage.
Oh, this could be interesting. Warren Peace just charges straight across the point. As Happy Squids take up position. There's the barrage. It comes out, cuts down Cajun. Oh, Avalex killed with the Death Blossom intact as well. Oh, there you go. Looks like point A will be going the way of Happy Squids.
The King is just creating an unfathomable amount of pressure. Cajun Wise Guy having to match up against War and Peace as well as the King, because it's just too much pressure coming out. And with shield nerfs, it's honestly a hard time for any Reinhardt main going up against the Pharmacy.
You see Atomic Devils.
Oh
yes, they are too. And Hawk as well, actually, over the top. They've Oh, I think one's been spotted out. Owlet's trying to assassinate Hawk. Hawk is forced to use the red form to get away as the Earth Shatter comes in. Cajun blocks it. There you go. Oh, and stuns and charges as well. There you go. Cajun definitely getting the better of this Reinhardt duel as Avalex comes over with the Death Blossom. Hawk holds onto their own as the defense will stabilize here as the cards just push through the choke point.
Yeah, War and Peace had the shield angle on him. He just kind of missed the shatter. He did a sidestep and he dropped the hammer, but it was not on top of Cajun. So now
good
he's
pressure
to Reinhardt with a shatter.
and good pressure from Avalex, spotting out Hawk and forcing that Reaper away and stopping any Death Blossom in the backline. So as we come into this fight, the Graviton Surge, and there's that Death Blossom. Earthshatter and Cajun. Wise Guy gets 2 down. Oh, the bubble from Invisible Ray almost saves Cajun's life, but unfortunately, Hawk's Death Blossom proving too much for the Reinhardt. The attacking Happy Squids will burn through and start the cart moving again here on the second point.
Yeah, for sure. War and Peace actually finally able to get some vengeance on Cajun there. He does get shattered, but the rest of his team is already in position to use their ultimates. And it's honestly Avalek's first Hawk. We talked about the Reinhardt duel, but the Reaper duel actually has been going pretty much back and forth. Hawk and Avalek both.
Oh, there you go.
Out.
They're countering each other in these small alleyways, and yeah, Hawk getting the better of it this time. They're getting killed by Peter Panning of all people.
He's traded.
There you go. So that Slipstream's defense setting up just inside. Oh, there you go. King. The barrage comes out, but Atomic Devil finally showing why Soldier 76 has been selected. The Baptiste. Wow, the amplification matrix amplifying the damage that the Soldier 76 is doing. You know, funnily enough, it's in the name. As Slipstream forces back Happy Squids. They're chasing them through the streets now.
Hey, I'm honestly not sure why the King won a barrage right in front of an amplification matrix, because he kind of just got clicked once by Baptiste and he got deleted. So I mean, honestly, it's not a smart decision by the Happy Squids. However, they are going to have 3 ultimates now with Victor Ryan building that coalescence up again in like the last fight. Same goes for War and Peace with that shatter, but you know, it's going to be up to these tanks and supports to make the plays here, because the DPS right now are kind of quiet.
We go the Reinhardt battle on the King onto the Doomfist now. That'll make Cajun's job a little bit harder. Of course, the Doomfist can displace the Reinhardt if required. They're like just like that. As Cajun goes low, is forced back and back and back. As War and Peace, the Coalescence now. There's the Earthshatter. Takes down both tanks. The Immortality Field though. Oh, great work from the defensive Baptiste, keeping Cajun alive. The Earthshatter goes out. Unfortunately, dies in the process. I'm not sure even any benefit coming from that. And the kills are coming through for Happy Squids here. They will take up position on the point, and Invisible Ray gets stunned and knocked back. We'll see if the defense chooses to use any ultimates, but no. Holding on to those, they know the fight is lost. They will back up and let Happy Squids finish off the second point. Yes.
The swap comes in, and the Coalescence comes in as well, and it puts pressure on Cajun Wise Guy, and War and Peace getting his slice of revenge on a nice cold dish, because he drops the hammer on Cajun, shatters most of his team. Luckily the inno comes out, but it's not enough to prevent the rest of the Happy Squids from cleaning up that fight. The Bugs are now with a weird Immortality or A Matrix. They're not around the corner yet.
Yeah.
Avalex dies to what?
I think dies to falling off. May have got knocked off. May have fallen off. We'll never know. We'll have to watch the VOD. Anyway, the fight is breaking out on the cart now. The Immortality. Oh, Hawk comes in with. Oh, wow!
Ooh.
Death Blossom cuts down that Immortality Field. It's not going to save you. Didn't save you before. Counter Death Blossom from Avalex only picks up the King, and it's just going to be cut down by the Hammer and the Hawk, as this cart is just pushing straight through the last point. Cajun YK gets stunned. Okay, he's able to get the defense there then. The Graviton Surge come out on the cart, but unfortunately 2 support ultimates there for the attacking team will prove too much. And Happy Squids will finish with 1:30 left in the time bank.
The Happy Squids right there proving that Slipstream isn't the only one around who can find Zarya. War and Peace definitely having a little bit of nerves off start, but for sure brilliant plays both sides. And we're gonna have a bit of a pause coming in, but in the meantime, I guess we can kind of like just talk about what happened there, because like I'm honestly not too sure. Did you see what happened to Avalex? Did you like read us anything? Because like
I think Penguinator might have seen it. And then Penguin.
I don't know. I mean, like,
I say it's
So yeah, according to
Penguinators.
our producer who
Yeah.
just watched the replay, he was knocked off by a Doomfist, but the Doomfist didn't get the credit for the kill. So that's all. Yeah,
I'm sure the king will be livid that that one didn't show up in the kill feed. You know, that's one extra kill in the stats you're just not getting.
bit of a shame. We all know the King's a bit of a kill hog, but speaking of the King, he played two different heroes through that, both of which got huge value. The guy already had a barrage on the first fight with the Pharah, and with Doomfist, he had a meteor strike. Um, had a meteor strike uh, in like the first three fights, and let's kind of look at the scope here of the Owlet tournament. We currently right now have the Dumpster playing against the Kraken Skulls. They're currently up one right now, so in terms of playoff implications, Happy Squids right now are on pace to play against these Dumpster Divers in the Outlet Stage 3 finals. However, this does not mean that Slipstream is out of the game yet. A strong attack from Happy Squids, but if both teams continue to roll out the way that they have, we could potentially be seeing that matchup in the finals.
Yeah, and we will, and yeah, for the sorry, for the side of Slipstream, we did see how well they played on Horizon Lunar Colony. With that, we went 3 rounds there, so there's no reason we couldn't see the same again here on Kings Row. Kings Row, another map where we do sometimes see multiple rounds being played. We see teams pushing through the entire map with on the payload in overtime. So definitely not out of the realm of reason for Slipstream to pick up a win on this map and keep themselves in championship contention.
Yeah, not at all unrealistic. Talking about compositions now, we are going to have that Junkrat by Atomic Devil, who really seems to be really good at it. Avalex on the Widow. But we do have a BAP Moira going up against a BAP Ana. So can you talk about like the difference there, or if any?
The difference being that, so of course, Ana only single target focus. Yes, the Boulder Grenade can help, but Moira definitely more of an AoE focus, able to get a lot of more heals onto a close-knit team composition, as we see running out from Slipstream here, using, they've got Avalex on the Symmetra as well, so going for a fancy schmancy teleport strat here. We'll see if it works for them. It did a few times on Horizon Lunar Colony. There you go, the teleporter straight onto the high ground. Happy Squid's rotating back around towards the choke point towards B. Actually, no, going all the way around. So both teams have swapped spots now.
Slipstream has done this.
Slipstream now the defense.
3 games. It's like the 4th time we've seen them do it, and teams keep falling for it.
Well, we hope that now they've done it 4 times. You know, fool me 4 times, shame on you. Fool me 5 times, shame on me. As they drop down onto the point there, the wall comes through the Bardic Grenade onto the attacking team as well. Forces out the Immortality field from the Bugstars. Kills going both ways. Jinblue opens up this Reinhardt duel with a charge onto Cajun. As I said, kills going both ways, but look like they're favouring Happy Squids here, as most of the team is pretty hale and hearty on the point. And a few ultimates built up for them as well.
Yeah, so here's the thing. Like, when it comes to the Orisa Rein versus Zarya Rein, is that the enemy Reinhardt who has the Orisa is going to build that ult like 10 times faster. Because Jimbo already has his ult. Cajun's barely there. Because those pull fire strikes, if fat enough, are going to get him shatter in like 4 fire strikes. It's absolutely nuts, the amount of ult charges you can get from pull fire strike.
They're going for another teleport flank here, but being spotted out, both the DPS know exactly what they're trying to do. And I think we should talk about as well the fact that they're already 2 minutes down and they've only had 1 attack.
For sure, yeah, it was really long. It takes a really long time to do that rotation, and now they're kind of pinning themselves in this room. But the Hawk has the dragon, so that's probably going to come out right now, and it does.
Oh, there you go, it cuts straight through. Invisible Ray the first to fall in that fight. The Dragon finishing off the Bugster as well. And Jinblue's getting up there close and personal. Doesn't even need to use that Earth Shatter. Oh, just swinging that hammer through. There's no hope when you're trapped in a small space with a giant German and a man with a hammer.
I mean, I'm less scared of the giant German with a hammer and more of the freaking dragon. I mean, that thing literally came in and it got the Immortality field out. And as such, Jimbo kind of just had free reign because Immo was out, and all they had to do was just kind of swing and clean up. The teleporter's still there, never mind, it's gone. But I'm not sure if they're going to keep going for the same thing because it's just not working. They do have the wall, though.
Yeah. Oh, so perhaps they're waiting just to come through main with the photon barrier as a big Reinhardt shield.
Where are they TPing to now?
Oh, into hotel.
Oh.
There you go. The photon barrier does come out as well. Interesting. So now they can they've split the point in half. The nano boost goes onto Jinblue though. Earthshatter comes through. Always blocked. Doesn't get. Oh, actually, no. Gets Peter Panning down. But Cajun Wiseby, unfortunately, the first to fall in that fight, loses to Earthshatter as well. Graviton Surge invested by Invisible Ray between the Biotic Grenade and Poplots using that Biotic Launcher as well. The healing is just too strong for the defending team here. They're in solid control at this point. Now, Slipstream, 30 seconds left, perhaps in their entire season.
Swing to Ryan goes down.
Oh, Avalex gets killed as well. And they've got no ult. Oh, they'll have the tire.
He's gonna go for the full dragon.
Oh, there you go. 3 ultimates out already. That splits up the attacking team. The Riptide's coming in over the top. Cajun, loses the Reinhardt again. The Riptide only gets 2, but it doesn't get players. It gets objects. There you go. Bob is on the field in the back line. Hawk cuts down Avalex. Jinblue swinging straight through the Bugs as well. Happy Squid's in control of the point, in control of this match, in control of Slipstream's destiny. Happy Squids through to the Stage 3 Minors Grand Final.
What a match indeed. King's Row, probably one of the most promising ones here. And we're going to see Hawk now, a huge play of the game. But, I honestly couldn't ask for a more clean kind of game because it was a beautiful attack, and Slipstream came out swinging, right? They wanted this. Unfortunately, the Happy Squids came out and kind of showed them, that it wasn't to be. But that doesn't mean that Slipstream is a bad team. They just didn't get it today. Cajun Wise Guy showing his extremely good Reinhardt ability. Avalex basically being a mini carry. It was honestly a beautiful sight to see from both teams, and very well played. So I have to ask you, Temporal, who would you give your MVP to for Slipstream starting off with?
Oh, jeez. There are so many options here. I mean, we saw that phenomenal tank play. We saw both of the tanks being really, really good Reinhardts there. We saw Poplots in particular on the support line, putting out a massive amount of heals, lots of healing on that Baptiste. Great use of the amplification matrix as well. And we saw the DPS pop off as well. We saw Hawk's sheer flexibility on 5 or 6 different heroes in that match. The King as well, dominating the sky as that Pharaoh, dominating the ground on King's Row as the Doomfist. If I was to have to name one of them, I'm trying to decide between the tank players here. I can't go past great Reinhardt play. I think I would... I'd probably give it to Jinblue. I think... Warren Pitches. No, I can't decide. I'm going to give it to both the tank players here from Happy Squids. They're just phenomenal play. Both of them with the Earth Shatters. They went up against Cajun, who's a great Reinhardt in themselves, and they're able to go toe-to-toe and come out the victor, I'd say more than 50% of the time. So I'm gonna give the entire tank line of Happy Squids the MVP here.
For sure. Anyways, we're gonna get into our player interview. However, we're gonna be different this time. It's not gonna be the player. We're gonna have the head coach, or my head coach for the Happy Squids coming in here. H2O, or Coach H2O is gonna be brought in here.
Sorry, just a question to Penguinator. Is that 2-0 maps or 2-0 on control? Wow, that was quick.
Just to give context here, just to give some context here, Dumpster Divers now going up 2-0, so it is looking likely that Dumpster Divers is going to be the victors there. Doesn't mean Kraken Skulls can't come back though. Good team going up against another great team, but so our producer's going to go ahead and try to get H2O here in for the interview, but in terms of implications for playoffs, we are going to be potentially looking up at that stage finals.
So the stage finals, well, Happy Squids have locked their place into the Minors finals. Unfortunately, sorry for Slipstream, because they didn't make the minors finals. They've got no chance of making the championship playoffs. So that will be we'll have to bid adieu for them. Sorry, a bid adieu to them from season 3 of Owlet. But plenty of great work done by them. As you know, we'll get to that later. H2O has joined us, and
Hello.
welcome, and great work by your team today.
Thank you. Thank you.
Manami made me say that.
Yeah, of course I did. All right,
I hope
so
you were very.
so honestly, I mean, I don't have a lot of questions. Kind of called the comps, but Deborah, you can start off if you want.
Yeah. So we talked on the broadcast about Slipstreams throwing out some weird off-meta comps. Was it much focus on trying to figure out what they would play on these maps, or was it more aligned with you just play what you're good at, stick to the meta, and you'll get the job done?
There was a little bit of counter picking because we had played them like a few days. So we had everything they ran. So we kind of prepped for that, and it was pretty similar. Yeah. Sometimes there's off meta stuff worked, but I think we had prepped for.
Nice.
And
nice.
so and your team, actually no, we'll stick to the game for the moment. And on Horizon Lunar Colony, is that a map the team is comfortable with? Or is it perhaps a weaker map for Happy Squids, and that's what helps Slipstream take it to that 5 or 6 rounds that we saw?
It's probably a weaker map. It's also a weaker game type, I think. Yeah, they did well. Yeah, it's probably one of our weaker maps, but not our worst. But they played well. They did a good job breaking Bastion's line of sight, and had some good teleports and stuff.
Indirectly calling out 2CP for being a bad game mode.
Yeah.
All right.
And,
well, I do have a couple little things here. So, H2O, obviously, I work with you on a daily basis, but we could talk a little bit about what you saw from your team to go up against that unorthodox. So we saw a Torbjorn from Slipstream. We saw a soldier. Anything you told the guys to kind of help them deal with like the unorthodox nature of Slipstream, because it was honestly surprising to see some of their comps.
Yeah. Nothing. I didn't say. I mean, there wasn't any like super specific because they weren't like crushing us, and so I think we kind of just played the same. And yeah, like I don't think we changed specifically for it. We just kind of did the same. If it was like destroying us, we might have like put more focus into countering it. But yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. So I mean, in terms of game plan, we saw I obviously wanted King on Doomfist, but we saw him switch a lot to Pharah. Can you talk a little about why Pharah has been such a comfort for you guys, or for the Squids? Because it seems we see him on Pharah like almost every map, at least once or twice.
He's just such a good Pharah. We have 2 incredible Pharahs, and even though our Mercy game could be improved, we have just like 2 really good Pharahs, and King always pops, always has big barrages, always gets picks before fights start. So it's just yeah, that's pretty much it.
Okay, cool. So I guess Jimbo, do you have anything else, or?
Yep. Looking forward to the championship playoffs at the start of next year. What does your training schedule look like? Taking time off for Christmas, or just make them study
know.
through?
I haven't really looked. We'll see. We'll do as much as we can. I know a lot of people are gonna be gone, but we'll do as much as we can. Ready to throw down again with dumpster divers.
So I suppose we should be focusing on tomorrow's. I guess the focus should be on tomorrow's match first.
True.
But yeah, no, not tomorrow's match. The final, whenever that happens.
Alrighty, H2O. Thanks for coming in here. Just one final question. If you had to pick, or if you had to pick the victor of this upcoming match, would you, on a scale of one, how confident are you on a scale of 1 to 10 that our guys can pull the one out, depending on if we go against Kraken Skulls or the Dumpster Divers?
I think I don't know. Both these teams kind of do some weird stuff, and like we've always, I think I'm more confident that we can take Kraken Skulls, but I'm kind of worried about Dumpster Divers because they do a lot of like weird stuff, and so I don't know if we'll be able. Hopefully we can, but I don't know if we'll be able to adapt in the moment. I'm confident that we can win both of them, but I'm less confident on Dumpster Divers. Oh, so you want me to scale? 8 for Kraken Skulls and 6 for Dumpster Divers.
Solid.
Yeah.
All right, H2O. Thanks for coming out, buddy. Congratulations on the win. I'm gonna pat myself on the back too at my own time.
Good job.
But yeah, see you guys.
All right, buddy.
Well, there you have it. The stage 3 finals are set up, and as a result of this match, also the minors championship championship, I guess, teams are set up as well. Just looking forward, people can do that at the grand final. So yes, make sure that you tune in for the minors final when it happens. So if you jump across to the main Owlet channel, you may catch the end of the Dumpster Diver Kraken Skulls match, and you can see who Happy Squids is going to be playing in the coming days.
Who knows? We can see a reverse sweep.
Hopefully we. Oh, you know what? Hopefully we do, and a bit of peace of mind for H2O as well if we see the reverse sweep. Or then again, if we do see H2O, sorry, if we do see Kraken Skulls reverse sweep Dumpster Divers, do you think that will make? You think the 6 that H2O had for Kraken Skulls will be upgraded to maybe 7 or an 8? Seeing as they can take the reverse sweep on Dumpster Divers.
For sure, yeah. I mean, hey, I am a coach for Happy Squid, so H2O and I are gonna have to definitely a lot for this upcoming match. But we're gonna wrap this stream up here. So thank you guys so much for all coming out here to watch these two teams go head to head in the Minors Stage 3 semifinals. The finals are set, as Temporal has said, but whatever time it is for you guys, it's a Sunday, so you get some sleep so you can go to work, go to school, do whatever you got to do. And thanks for tuning in to the Owlet Stage 3